Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Sean Ray here with Sean Ray Realty, and today we're going to be going over the specific kind of homes you can get with this Bank of America Zero Down Loan Program. Now, a lot of you might not know about what this program is, but it's only in a few markets, and if you're in Dallas, this is one of the markets that we can actually use this loan in. But not all of Dallas. There's certain parts of Dallas and certain kind of homes that you can get, and this is going to be the highlight of this video. It's not going to be about the actual details of the program itself, because to be honest with you, there isn't a lot of surefire details. When I talked to Bank of America, I called them multiple times, talked to multiple loan specialists, and they were very light on details. I actually got better information about this loan program from watching YouTube videos like this one and watching and reading articles on Google. And so if you're looking for a specific breakdown of this loan, not this video. But if you want to see what this loan can actually buy you, this video is your buddy, or this is this video. Okay, so before we get into it, a couple things that are misnomers about this loan, just like 1 or 2 minutes just to clear up anything that I've seen in other videos. This is not a black loan. This is not a Mexican loan. This is an anybody loan, and it's not specifically towards any kind of minorities. This is literally for anybody. As long as they have not bought a home in the last 3 years and their taxes show they make under $120,000 a year. Crazy, right? And on top of that is for a home that is under like 585,000 or 600,000. I can't remember exactly what you said, but it's like right around that range. And so this really is a broad market. They did this and they marketed this so people that have low credit or zero, very little money saved can get into homes in their specific neighborhoods. And people that in the past have been very difficult for them to buy homes. And that is how it was marketed. But the truth is, this is going to be taken up by a lot of financially literate people, and they're going to take advantage of this program because this can serve a lot of different people, and that means they'll be buying into these areas and opportunity zones that currently in Dallas are huge opportunities for investors. And so, if anything, this is going to be something that's going to gentrify neighborhoods that have historically, right now, did not want to be gentrified. They wanted to stay within their community. So that's what I just want to go over real quick before we get into all the good stuff. So if you're in Dallas and you've been investing in Dallas, the areas that we're going to be going over, and I'm going to shift over to my screen and show you a little screen grab of all the specific homes. They're going to be the areas that you're very common and you're very used to. These are going to be West Dallas, where we bought a lot of homes. Oak Cliff, pretty much all Oak Cliff. South Dallas, over by the Fair Park, or even into East Dallas, over by the White Rock Lake. There's a lot of different areas that you'd be surprised that this is going to be for. And the homes are beautiful. Brand new construction homes. Homes that are still being built. Older homes. Flipped, renovated homes. It's not very specific. So if this sounds like a dream come true to you and you have not bought a home in the last 3 years under your specific name, if you bought it under your LLC, maybe this could still be something you do for yourself, your personal home. And as long as you don't plan on renting that home out, now that doesn't mean that you can't do what I do on my specific personal home. I rent out the home on the weekends on Airbnb, but I live here during the week. So if you want to be that kind of person that basically can get an Airbnb house hack home that's a brand new, beautiful home in an area that's booming in future investment growth, this is a pretty sick deal. Not only do they pay for your down payment and all your closing fees, but they give you $10,000 to the actual home loan itself. That way, when you buy a $500,000 home, it's not $500,000 you have on a loan, it's $490,000. Pretty cool. Okay, so if it sounds interesting to you, hold on a second. I'm going to shift over to the computer screen. All right, let's check out what we got here. This is a map of Dallas that I was given access to for the Bank of America agent. So what I want to highlight here is there are some properties that are not necessarily the most beautiful properties, but there are some properties that are killers. And so, like, say for instance, $975,000 one, it's not going to apply for it. You see here, there's nothing here showing that there's a loan program for it. But here, you get the grant and you get this program, the Zero Down Loan Program. This little hand with the money in front of it applies for it. Now, this one, badass home. This one, a really cool looking house and a really cool street. Claude is a really well-known street in this area. This one gets both. And so you can get into this home with zero money, zero down. They pay for closing. 4 bedrooms, and you can rent it out. And this is a very popular area for people to do Airbnbs. And so this home is in a very, very, very high Airbnb area that does very well. A lot of these properties make anything from $500 to $600 a night, all the way up to $1,200 to $1,300 a night on the weekends. Very specifically, I want to make sure you guys know, on the weekends. So look at how beautiful this house looks. And even if you don't want to Airbnb on the weekends and live there during the week, and you just want to rent it out a couple of your friends, how many friends do you think would, like out of 4 friends, do you think you could rent this out for $1,000 each, maybe $1,500 each? I think that wouldn't be an issue. I think with this rental market right now, it would be very easy to rent that out. I mean, look at how close it is to downtown. This is a beautiful home. And your renters, your friends, will pay for your mortgage for you to live in it for free while you got it for free. What? And we can get it for under $575. Might be a lot right now. We can definitely get you a better deal than that because new builds are struggling right now. Here's another cool one. This is a 3-bed. If you don't want to have 4 / if you don't want to have 3 roommates, you just want to have 2 roommates. Boom, there you go. Look at this cool house. This one is $500,000. I'm sure we can get it for less than that with current markets. And it's a beautiful home. But say for instance that you're not a big fan of you're not a big fan of South Dallas. This is going to be that South Dallas area. A lot of people are really hot on this area right now because of all the new construction that's going to be going on in that area over here because of the Dallas Zoo and this bridge that's happening. And so this is going to be all this beautiful, beautiful area. But if you want to get into a more established neighborhood, say for instance, you want to be right here where it all happens in the Bishop Arts area. That's my favorite place in all of Dallas. And if you want to be right next to it, walking distance even, then you have an opportunity to be in a place like this, if it'll load. And you get your normal, if you go through most of Bishop Arts, Oak Cliff, you get this. And so this might not look super attractive to you, but a lot of people are in love with this old style house to renovate. Let's see something else. These old casa, this Oak Cliff neighborhood is very centric in the Hispanic neighborhood, and so a lot of these neighbors over here are going to be the Hispanic side. So unfortunately, a house like this, $700,000, is going to be too expensive. They're not going to give you a loan on it. But even if you go over to something like this, that's a 2-bedroom. Say for instance, you're doing really well on your job right now, and you don't want to. You don't want to have. One second. There you go. So everyone's doing really well on your job right now, and you don't want to have a lot of roommates, and you just want to have a cool option for yourself, a 2-bedroom just for now, one for you and one for like a study. Then you even have the option to do that right now. This is a beautiful 2-bedroom townhouse, and you can just live there by yourself. And if you're making $120,000 a year, you might be able to make that happen. Depending on how your savings and how your monthly spending is. So these are a very beautiful neighborhood. I have a couple of homes over here. I currently live in this area of Oak Cliff. Maybe it's this area of Oak Cliff. And so I love living over here, and I don't regret it. I have multiple Airbnb homes over here that do very, very well. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that we have invested heavily, and I mean heavily, in the West Dallas area. And so for those of you that are trying to get into the West Dallas area to try to take advantage of those prices that were raising really rapidly for a while there during like 2019 to 2000, can I get over there? Can I get a yes? We saw homes starting for like $325,000. And now we see homes that are in that, look at this, $839,000 for homes over there. It's just crazy. The amount of growth that we saw there is insane. But you still get your house over there. You can get a house. See this right here? It's the Community Affordable Loan Solution Program, and maximum income grant available for $132,000. Okay, she said 120. But yeah, so as long as you're making under $130,000 a year, you can get this home for free, zero down loans. Aren't they wonderful? This would not qualify. It's too expensive. Here you go. Beautiful, beautiful. And the reason why I keep on highlighting new builds is because I want you guys to see what is available. But there's also, I mean, you can get into these old $200,000 homes in these neighborhoods and just sit on these lots while they grow in value over the next how many years. But I will tell you, this neighborhood right here, that is a little bit more interesting. It's not as comfortable to live in as, say, for instance, the neighborhood I just showed you. If you're trying to get over here in the Oak Cliff area into the Bishop Arts, living in this area for the last maybe 5, 6, 7 years, 5, 6 years, I've had multiple homes, and I've had just a wonderful time getting to know my neighbors, and everyone's really sweet, and it's a nice neighborhood. I enjoy at least living there. Whereas owning some homes up here in the Airbnb neighborhood that I talked about in the West Dallas area, between me and all my investors, we have all sorts of crazy stories we can tell you about shootings and drugs and all sorts of things that you might not feel very comfortable with. This is a Black/Mexican focused neighborhood loan. And so if you look over here in Turtle Creek and all these neighborhoods, even if the home is within the price point that you want them to be in, then they still do not qualify for this loan because this is trying to stimulate growth in those neighborhoods. So if you're trying to get, say, for instance, this home in any of those other neighborhoods that I just mentioned, then this would have qualified. But over here, it doesn't. This $400,000 loan, $400,000 house, it doesn't. This one, though, surprisingly, does. And so you just go right across from Dallas North Tollway, and boom, there you go. You got yourself some hidden gems. This whole area over here is going to give you all sorts of different options to invest. And this area is also a big growth rate right now as well. One last area I want to focus on, and then we'll move on to you clicking on another one of my videos in the playlist, is this area right here is confusing for a lot of people. So if you're not familiar with Dallas, this area right here, Lakewood, is a very, very popular neighborhood, and it has incredible school districts, and they just have a beautiful neighborhood. And so if you click here, you're going to see the $550,000 house. That's not going to be something that's going to be available for this loan. But if you're an out-of-towner, you might not know the difference between this side of the lake and this side of the lake. And so say, for instance, we go over here to Casa Linda, and let's see what we got here. You got a grant here, and right now, boom, there you go. So on the side of Ferguson, you're able to qualify for this loan, but this side of Ferguson, you can't. And so they have identified that Casa View and Casa Linda, as long as you're on this side of Ferguson, then you can qualify for this awesome loan. Look at that killer house, $479,000, and you can get it for nothing. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys taking your time to look at this with me. Pretty cool, right? So after everything you just saw, do you see something here as a potential for you? If you have not bought a house in the last 3 years, you make under $120,000 a year on your taxes, and you want to try to get a brand new home in this market that everything is being on sale right now, especially a new build. If you're looking at some of these properties I just showed you and they're new builds and they're going for discounts, then this could be a great opportunity for you to get into a brand new home at a discount and for basically free. And on top of that, sure, you might be thinking, oh my God, well, if it's basically for free, that means my mortgage, my monthly costs are going to be so high. Potentially. But if you house hack and you have 2 or 3 friends and you get yourself a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom and you rent out those rooms to your friends, you live for free and you got a house for free. What? You're making yourself an incredible financial decision for your future and your future kids and your future wife or husband or whatever happens to be. Now, if you don't want to do that and you don't want to have roommates and you want to do what I do and rent it out on the weekends to Airbnb, it still counts. You are still a homeowner. You live in the home. That is your primary home. You still homestead it. And so I don't see an issue here. If you guys are looking to do something crazy like this and you like how things get manipulated on this channel, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. We're trying to get ourselves more than 200 views and get ourselves back up in a consistent rate. So if you guys prefer this channel, you like it, and you want to see it grow, support it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.